Hi, welcome to Alibaba Cloud training program. For this session, we shall demonstrate the use of DTS to migrate MySQL data to the cloud. This is the objective of this training session. We should know how to use DTS for migrating on-premises MySQL data to RDS for MySQL. The main content of this demonstration is to explain how to migrate self-built MySQL databases based on ECS to the RDS for MySQL database. The data migration process is implemented through the Data Transmission Service, DTS. The study of this demonstration includes the following knowledge points: MySQL user permission management of self-built databases, RDS account creation, creation of migration process through DTS, migration of self-built database to the RDS, an ECS Ubuntu, an RDS database, MySQL, Data Transmission Service, DTS, are needed. The prerequisites of this demonstration: you should understand simple Linux commands, understand simple use of MySQL, understand console operation, and DTS operation process. Now let's get started. Here I have already created resources required by this demonstration in the background, including an ECS instance and an RDS instance. Let's log in to Alibaba Cloud. Input the account and password. Click Sign In. Go to the Elastic Compute Service console. After entering the console, we can see the ECS related information. Let's set up security group rule first. Click Security Group. Select Customized TCP as the protocol type. Modify the port range to 10/10,000. Click OK to save and exit. Then let's connect to the ECS via SSH Tools PuTTY. Copy the Elastic IP address and paste. Click Open. Run the command to log on to the ECS instance with the default account. After logging on to the ECS with SSH, execute the command apt-get update to update the apt source code. Install MySQL Server and Client. And the installation command is apt-get install MySQL-server MySQL-client-y. Here we uniformly set the password of the root account to aliun-test. Input the password for the root user of MySQL. Repeat the password. Then start MySQL service. Input the command service MySQL start. Enter the command mysql-u root-p and enter the password you set during the MySQL service installation. This successful log-on indicates that the installation succeeded. Now let's modify the listening address. Use the command exit to exit the database and modify the configuration file using vim command. Display the row number. Comment out the content of line 43 in the configuration file through adding hash to the start of the line. Then restart the service. Service MySQL restart. View the effect after the modification. Zero represents that any hosts can access the MySQL. Now, let's create a master account. Log on to the database via the root user. Input the command to create a master user named test user. The password is testpwd. Create a database named testpwd. DB. View the created database. Show databases. Now we see the database has been successfully created. Authorize the user. Grant all privileges on test user. Refresh the authorization. Flush privileges. Exit the database. Now the user has been created. We will use the new user to log on to the database and create some test data. Input Show databases. The database exists. Switch to the database. View the current database. Select Database. We can create a table in the database for testing. Create table, table test. Desk table test. Insert data to the table. Input insert into table test values. Select the bullet symbol from table test. Now, the ECS database creation is finished. We go back to the Alibaba RDS console to create an RDS administrator account required for migration. click the Manage button on the right of the RDS information to go to the admin page. Click Accounts. Create account. Input the database account RDS test user. Input password. Click OK. Wait a few minutes to complete the creation of the super user account. After creating the user, we need to set the whitelist for the user. Select Set Whitelist in the Basic Information label. Enable Enhanced Security. Click Confirm. Click Add a whitelist group to create a whitelist. Select the classic network. Input the group name. Specify the whitelist. This means all IP addresses are allowed. Click OK. Internet address is required for subsequent remote verification, so we need to apply an internet address for RDS. Click Apply for Internet Address. Click OK in the pop-up dialog to apply for an internet address. After the application, we can see the internet address. Now, the ECS database and RDS database are created. We can migrate the databases through DTS. Go to the Data Transmission Service console. Please note that the selection of region must be consistent with that of ECS and RDS. Click Data Migration. Create migration task. Specify the related information of the source database. Test the connection. Input the related information of the target database. Test the connection. If the test passes, go to the next step, pre-check. Here we select the data to be migrated, that is, the test data in the self-built ECS database. Click Pre-check and Start to continue. The pre-check of the migration starts. After the pre-check, click Next to go to the confirmation page. Check to agree the terms. Click Buy and Start Now. Here the data has been migrated successfully, and we will verify the data migration results. We use RDS internet address for remote verification, which has been previously applied for. Copy the address. We remotely connect to RDS database on ECS. MySQL -u RDS test user -h. Paste the address -p. Input the password. Show databases. We see the database test DB has been successfully migrated to the RDS. Use test DB. Select the bullet symbol from Test Table. We can see that the migrated data is already in the RDS database. This indicates that we successfully completed the demonstration. This is all for this session. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.